Good morning, families. Welcome to Storytime. So happy that you came and joined me for today's storybook. Let me introduce it to you. It's called The Paper Princess. Isn't she beautiful? So I'm going to share with you some of my favorite things that I have around me right now. Give you some time to get some of your favorite things too. I brought to share with you my shell. Look at how beautiful this is. It's heavy. And when I put my hand on this part, it's cold to the touch. Look at the back has rough, bumpy parts. And inside the shell has smooth parts. This was a gift from my mom, so it's very special to me. And I also have one of my favorite pictures. It says, "Happily ever after starts here," and wherever you are is where your happy place is, because the happiness comes from inside of you, and you get to share it with everyone else. I also have my fern, and I'm going to introduce my fern to you today because I talk about him a lot. Isn't he lovely? I love this fern. It's called a maidenhair fern, and look at how delicate and soft the leaves are on this plant. I love this plant. It gives me joy and happiness. Okay, let's get reading. Oh, and I forgot our candle. We have it lit. And of course, I have my tea. Can you see this tea? I have a little cough, so I'm gonna keep on drinking my tea throughout the book. Maybe, we'll see. Okay, The Paper Princess by Elisa Kleven. A little girl sat in the sunshine, drawing a princess. The princess's dress was like a forest. Her socks were like starry skies. Her shoes were like watermelons. Her face was so friendly and brave that the little girl loved her. There she is out in nature. She's creating. Who else do you see in this picture? What kind of hair should I give my princess? The little girl wondered as she cut the princess out. Yarn hair would be soft, she said, offering the princess a cracker. Cotton hair would be fluffy, she thought, taking the princess for a ride. Whoosh! The wind sent the princess flying. Wait, the girl chased after her. I didn't finish you. I'll finish myself, the princess called in a voice as thin and new as she was. But I want to play with you, the little girl cried. You're the best thing I've ever made. Don't blow away. There she is, being caught in the wind. There's the little girl. The princess tried to fly back to the girl, but the wind carried her the other way. So she waved goodbye, then somersaulted through the air, over a meadow, over a river. What kind of hair should I give myself? The princess wondered as she tumbled through the sky. Cloud hair is too cold, she thought, trying a little on. Blossom hair, it smells too sweet. Achoo! Candy wrapper hair, it's too crinkly. She threw the candy wrapper off and sailed on, bald as the man in the moon. There's her cloud hair, and her blossom hair, and her candy wrapper hair. She arrived at a carnival. A boy on a Ferris wheel caught her. Hand in hand, they whirled around. The princess loved the ride. The colored lights, the stars, the jingling music, the warmth of the little boy's hand. "Hello there," the boy's mother called. The boy waved back, dropping the princess. The wind caught her up again. So there she is on the Ferris wheel. And can you find the paper princess? The wind carried her into a town, past houses smelling of supper, past children playing with dolls, past parents tucking their children into bed. The princess saw them and felt homesick. "I can do without hair," she said, "but I wish my little girl were with me." Gently, the wind rocked the princess until she drifted off to sleep. She floated like a leaf through the night. There's a lot to see on both of these pages. The princess awoke to the sound of a little girl's voice. "What a pretty paper doll! Too bad they forgot to give it hair." "She didn't forget," the princess wanted to say, but the little girl's thumb had pressed over her mouth. The girl took out a pen that was in her pocket, scribbled on the princess's head, and frowned. "Ugh," she said. "Green hair? I thought that was my yellow pen. Now it looks worse." Before the princess could say a word, the girl crumpled her up and threw her in the garbage can. Here's where she was finding her, in her hand, or her thumb was on her little mouth so she couldn't speak. And there. Oh, should she have crumpled her? The princess wanted to cry. "Green hair is all right," she thought. "She didn't have to crumple me." "Help!" the princess tried to shout, but only a muffled squeak came out. She tried to jump out of the garbage can, but it was too tightly crumpled to move. Children came and went, throwing trash on top of her. A jay came, pecking for food. "How lucky! A buttery bread crust," the jay squeaked. "How sweet! An apple core." The jay pecked at the princess. "How handy! A fat wad of paper. I'll shred it to pieces and weave it into my nest." "Bird, don't shred me," the princess squeaked as the jay flew off with her. "Smooth me out so I can see the sun and fly above the lovely world and find the little girl who made me." "What's this?" the jay wondered, hearing the princess. "Some little creature must be caught in this paper." Back at the nest, the jay smoothed out the paper and saw the princess. "My gracious," she cried. "Who are you?" "I'm a princess," said the princess. The jay brushed a speck of tuna fish from the princess's face. "Poor princess, all wrinkled and scribbled green hair. Let's cover it with something warm and soft." She pulled a little real hair from her nest and stuck it onto the princess's head with sap. "How pretty you look," the jay remarked as she brushed the princess's hair with a feather. "Is there anything else that you would like?" "I'd like to find a little girl, I'd like to find the little girl who made me," said the princess. "Where does she live?" asked the jay. The princess tried to remember. "She lives near a tree with a swing, not far from a meadow and a river and a carnival. Do you think you can find her?" "We can try," said the jay. "I'll carry you with my feet. Hold on tight." So here he is, the jay, helping the princess put the hair on with some tree sap and hair that was in her nest. And there they fly. away they flew, out past the town, over the carnival, over the river. They saw many little girls, but they didn't see the one who made the princess. Can you find the princess? Do you see where she is? At length the jay stopped to rest. I'm getting tired, she said, and I'd better get back to my nest. Why don't you come home with me? Thank you, replied the princess. Thank you for everything that you've done, but I'll keep looking for my little girl. Good luck, the jay said softly. She hugged the princess goodbye. I hope we meet again, called the princess to the jay as he rose into the sky. I hope I find my girl, she thought, as she fluttered down to a meadow. And as she floated, she landed beside a little boy. The boy's face was sweet but sad. What's the matter? Asked the princess. I drew a picture of a meadow, and it blew away, said the boy. Could you draw another picture like it? Asked the princess. I don't have any more paper, said the boy, and it's getting dark. The princess had an idea. My other side is blank, she said. You can draw on it. That wouldn't hurt you? Asked the boy. No, said the princess. I'm paper. Just don't crumple me up if you don't like your picture. I won't, said the boy, and he began to draw. This picture is for my sister, the boy told the princess. Today is her birthday. What's a birthday? Asked the princess. It's the day you were born, the boy explained, the day you came into the world. My birthday was yesterday, the princess said. A little girl drew me and cut me out. I want to get home to her. I'll help you find her. What does she look like? She has brown hair and a friendly face, the princess said. My sister has brown hair, the boy replied. She's usually friendly. She fed me a cracker, the princess added, and she loves to draw. My sister loves to draw, said the boy as he carried the princess home, and I think she would love you. Look what he drew on the back of the princess. It says, Happy birthday. And here he is carrying her home to his house. He opened the door to his house. Happy birthday, he called to his sister, handing her the picture of the princess. What a beautiful picture, his sister said, but why is it shaped like... She turned the princess over. My princess, she cried. It's you. She gave the princess a kiss. Mwah. It's you, cried the princess, trembling with joy. Happy birthday. Where have you been? Asked the little girl. Where did you find real hair? The princess told her story about the search for hair and the Ferris wheel and the lonely night and the scribble girl and the helpful jay and the journey back to her brother in the meadow and home to the little girl. While she listened, the girl made the princess a paper crown and a cozy bed and an elephant to ride and a banjo to play and a brother to play with and a sweater to wear when she went out flying. Here, there, everywhere, and then home again. Did you love this book? I loved this book. I loved this book for so many years. It's a little crinkled from always touching the edges, but it has definitely been smoothed out just like the princess because I love this book so much. I know there are many of you who love creating and love creating with paper. I hope that this book inspires you to create many, many beautiful things and to remember to use both sides of your paper so your creation can be beautiful on both sides. But also to remember that everything that we create is special and we should keep it nice and neat and not crumple it up, because we want to remember the things that we've done and see the practice that we've made every single day. I hope that you find treasures out in your garden, that you create your drawings or create with nature. I know Miles was creating the other day with leaves on a piece of paper, and you'll get to see that later on today. I hope that you have a phenomenal day, and I wish you health and wellness and having fun in and around your home today. Love you.